Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and currently what we're doing is we are mastering our Cricuts in 10 easy projects. And today's project is project number 3. In project number 1, we did a simple vinyl decal and put it onto just a regular tumbler that you have laying around in your house. In project 2, I showed you how to design, cut, and apply HTV for success. So your projects will always look amazing every single time. Now in today's project, what we're going to do is we are going to use the pen that came with your Cricut and a little bit of cardstock, and we are going to make a layered gift tag. This may sound like a very difficult project, but I promise you it is not, and it's super easy. Remember in previous videos, I did tell you that I'm not a fan of Cricut branded materials. However, their pens, I think, are the best of the best, and I absolutely love the fact that they give you a pen inside all Cricuts, which is amazing. That being said, when it comes to cardstock, I absolutely love my Cardstock Warehouse's cardstock. It's the only cardstock I use because it cuts absolutely amazing. Remember, this entire series is not only learning your Cricut and how to use it, but also to make it completely frustration free. So I want to make sure that you have all the tools necessary in this series to love your Cricut, but also not be frustrated. Sometimes new Cricut users, they get really frustrated because the materials that they're using aren't the best. And that will affect your mood on Cricut crafting. But I can tell you without a doubt, if you pick up my cardstock from my Cardstock Warehouse, Cricut crafting, and especially cardstock crafting, will be a breeze and so much fun to work with. So just like in video 1 and video 2, let's go over to Cricut Design Space, do a little bit of design work, and then we can go to cut and assemble our gift tag. I promise you by the end of today's video, just like in project 1 and project 2, you are going to start to feel more and more comfortable with designing in Cricut Design Space, and that is going to make you become a professional Cricut crafter. Let's go. The very first thing you want to do is open up Cricut Design Space, and we are going to come over here into New Project. Remember what I said in project 1 and project 2. When you first open your Cricut, you get 30 days of Cricut access. And this is the perfect time to learn your machine because you don't have to figure out how to download anything or to go to an external website. You get to figure out how to master all the tools within Cricut Design Space using Access. So what we're going to do today is we are going to go into Images. And up here in the search image, we are going to search in gift tag and just press return. Now, when we look at gift tags, you can see that Cricut Design Space has over 17,000 gift tags available for us to use if you pay for Cricut Access. Now, for this particular video, I have already went ahead and chosen a file that we all need to be working on so you can fully understand Cricut Design Space. What I need you to do is I need you to put in this number right here in the search field. So hashtag M505BCE70. You can also find this particular number in the video description. All you need to do is just what I did, is put this entire thing inside this little search field and then press return. What you're going to see now is this gift tag right here. This is the gift tag that I want us to work on today. When you see this gift tag, all you need to do is press this plus sign, and we are going to go down here and press view. Now this gift tag has loaded up for us, and it's so cute. I think this design looks absolutely gorgeous. So the very first thing I want to do is resize this to the size that I want my gift tag. You can resize this any size that you want. So I am just going to make this 4 inches in height. So I'm going to select my height, making sure that up here is locked. And I'm going to do 4 and then return. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my file and press ungroup. Now what I'm going to do is recolor my gift tag to the colors of cardstock that I am going to be using today. I would like to note here, for this project, you are going to need a total of 5 different colors of cardstock. You're not going to use the full sheet of cardstock. You're only just going to use a little bit of it but you are going to need 5 pieces of colored cardstock. The very back of my gift tag is, I personally am going to be using a light pink, so I'm not going to change the color over of my gift tag. But when it comes to the flowers, I am going to select this flower right here, and I am going to be using my dusty blue for this. So I'm going to click on this flower, come over here to this blue, and come down here to advanced. And I'm going to change this over to a darker blue to match my dusty blue cardstock. Now when it comes to the other layer that's up here above my dark dusty blue color, I'm going to do my pewter blue. So I'm going to come over here into this lighter blue swatch, and I'm going to change this over to match my pewter blue color. Clicking out of that, this top thing that's right here, I am going to be using my mint green color. So I'm going to click on it, come over here into this orange, and I want this to be a light mint green color to match my cardstock that I'm using. Okay, clicking out of that. Now coming over here, you see that there is these two right here that obviously need to be recolored. You could do this one of 2 ways. You could click on this orange thing, which technically is supposed to be green, and you can come up here into this orange swatch and switch on the green. Or another way to do this, I'm just going to undo, is you can come up over here to color sync. And what you can do is you can take this orange swatch and we can drag it up into the mint green swatch. Now you can see when I did that, it automatically switched over the orange to the green. Now what we can do is go into the other flower, so this one right here, and I can come and drag this to my new color that I want it to be. I want it to be pewter blue, so I'm just going to drag it down until it changes to pewter blue. Now this right here is going to be the front portion of my gift tag. Now at this point, what I want to do is add some writing to the back side of my gift tag. So what I'm going to do is selecting my very pink backer of my gift tag. I'm going to Command C and Command V, or copy and paste. Remember, you could also just right click and press copy and paste. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over here. And for this backer, I actually want this to be an ivory color. So what I'm going to do is come up here into this pink swatch, and I'm going to change this over into a light ivory color. Okay, when I'm done doing that, I'm going to click out of it. Okay, so what we have right now, this portion right here is going to be the front of our gift tag. This portion right here is going to be the back of our gift tag. We are going to glue the ivory to the pink cardstock. If we were to leave it just like this, when we go to cut it out, the ivory cardstock is going to get glued just to the back of the pink. And if we add writing to this, you're going to glue it all together and you won't be able to see the writing. So what you need to do now with this right here is we want to flip this horizontally. So now the 2 layers will not line up correctly, but that's okay because when we finish this project, it will work out. Trust me. Okay, so for this next step, you don't have to leave your tag right here. I'm just going to show you the reasonings of why I'm doing this. So if we were to leave the tags just like this, do you see these little cutouts that are right here? You have one at the top and you have all these smaller ones down here. Those are all going to get cut out of our finished product. However, what I want to do is I want to create a cute little background that you're going to be able to see the ivory on the back of this pink. So what you need to do is come over here, click layers, and we are going to come down here to contour. Now, I do not want to get rid of the hole at the very top because that's what we're going to use to string our string in for our gift tag. But what I want to do is get rid of these things right here. So what you need to do is click on the stuff you want to get rid of. So we're hiding them. And then what you want to do is click out of that. So now your tag should look like this. So when we go to assemble this together, Your tag, when we glue it, you're gonna flip it over. It's gonna have some writing, but our finished tag is going to look like this, where we have a front tag that has a bunch of layers, and the very back of it is going to have our wording for our gift tag. Okay, now what we need to do is insert some writing that we want to put on our gift tag. What you want to do is come over here into text and just click on it. And we want to insert whatever writing you want. Okay, I'm going to make this real easy for me, and I'm just going to put to and from. I'm going to have the Cricut write the to and from, and then later on when I go and gift my gift to somebody, I'll just be able to hand write in who the gift is to and from. Okay, what you need to do is come over here into operation. We do not want to cut this out. We want to click on it and go to pen because we are going to be using the pen feature. Then what I'm going to do is come over here into font, and I'm going to click on that. Now the easiest way to choose a writing font is to come over here into these lines, and we want to do writing. The reason why you do this is because then the Cricut is only going to give you single lined fonts. So right now you see that I have bubble letters. Your finished product will also have bubble letters. So you want to make sure that you have font, that you select a font that looks like this. I chose the DTC Autumn Sunshine, and you can see that my finished look right here does not have any bubbles. It actually looks like a good finished font. That is crucial when using the pen feature. So now all you want to do is pick any font that you want. It does not matter. You do not have to pick the same font as me. I do have to tell you that the hardest part of any project is picking out a font. Okay, so I'm going to use the DTC Spring Charm font. When you have chosen your font, you just want to click out of that. I'm going to drag my font over here. And now what I want to do is rearrange the way that this looks. Now you could do it one of two ways. You can come over here into line spacing and make these line spacings smaller. Sometimes this becomes a pain in the butt. Or the other option too, because I actually want the to and the from to all be on the left, you can go into alignment and just press left and it will go to the left. What I am going to do instead is I'm going to come up here into advanced and I'm going to ungroup the lines. So now you have two separate lines for your text box. The other option, which frankly I don't generally use unless I'm using cursive fonts, was to ungroup two letters. That means that every single letter is its own box. Now this gets really hard to manage. So again, this is why I don't use it unless I'm using cursive fonts, but we'll get into that in a future project. Okay, now that I have it ungrouped into lines, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this around until I get the look that I'm going for. When you are happy with the way that this is written, what you need to do is select everything on the right, the tag and also the lettering, and you want to come down here to attach. The other option is you could have selected everything on the right click and press attach. Now this is very, very important, and let me show you why. If you did not do this, we like the look of this, right? We are actually technically done with the design process. If we were to have not pressed attach, what would happen is you would go over here into make, and you will see that all of a sudden we have an additional mat right here, right? We're only supposed to have 5. And if you look on mat 1, you can see that my lettering is on a random white square, and I didn't want it there, right? I wanted my lettering to be linked up with my ivory cardstock. So to get them together, what we need to do is we need to select the ivory and the lettering, and we need to tell the Cricut, hey Cricut, I want you to cut out my ivory tag, but I also want to have you draw exactly where I placed my lettering on my ivory tag. How to tell the Cricut to do that is to select your tag and also your lettering, right click and press attach. Now, when we go to press make, what you're gonna see is only 5 mats. When we go into mat 2, which is my ivory, you're going to see that the tag is going to get cut out and your lettering is going to be written onto that tag in exactly where you put your lettering. I'm going to go back because we did miss a step, and that step is very important, and that is saving your work. So what you want to do is come up here into save, and you just want to give this a name and press save. Now what we can do is go over here into make, and now let's go and set up our Cricuts for success. So at the Cricut, you want to make sure and have this turned on, and then you want to open your Cricut. Now, when you are using a Cricut pen, what you want to do is there is 2 housings. One housing is the B housing that has your blade. You want to put your pen inside housing A, which has this like really weird looking thing. So all you need to do is open up the clamp and insert your pen until it clicks. Then what you want to do is shut the clamp A. So now your pen is stuck into your Cricut. What I always love to do is pull all of the cardstock or material that you're going to be using for every single project. And I like to put it in order from what my Cricut says I'm going to cut. So for me, mat 1 is light pink. So I'm going to put light pink. Then I'm going to do mat 2 as ivory. Mat 3 is going to be the mint green. Mat 4 is going to be my dusty blue, and then mat 5 is going to be my pewter. So I'm going to put them all in order, and I'm going to stick them underneath my Cricut. So now, grabbing your Cricut mat, what you want to do is grab your first sheet. So that is going to be the light pink, and you want to load this onto your Cricut mat, top left. Now what you want to do is insert this into your Cricut. Then going to your computer, you want to press continue. Now what we need to do is set our Cricut to the material that we're going to be cutting. If you're using my cardstock found in my cardstock warehouse, I like to cut all of my plain cardstock on the cardstock mode. So we're going to take this little circle that's on your dial and we are going to match it up to this circle that's right here. On your computer, it will read as cardstock 80 pound. That is okay. Now, this right here is a current glitch right now. It will say that you need to mirror it, but you don't. Don't worry about this. Then once you verify that you are on the correct cut settings, you want to make sure that what's on your Cricut matches up to what is on your computer screen. Then all you want to do is press the blinking C button. Okay, when that's done, I always suggest when you're working with a brand new material for the very first time, what you want to do is attempt to take your material off of your mat, making sure that you got a nice clean cut. So you can see that when I take my cardstock off of my mat, my cardstock comes off cleanly and my gift tag is stuck on there. Perfect. Now what you can do is eject it. However, if your gift tag did not cut out correctly, what you needed to do was press the C button again and the machine is going to suck your mat back in, recutting your material. Now, because I have a cleanly cut gift tag, I'm just gonna eject my mat. Okay, what I always suggest doing with a brand new mat is rolling your mat over, and we want to put our finger on our material and release the material from our mat. Now look at how beautiful all these cuts turned out. Absolutely amazing. Okay, we always want a clean mat, so I'm going to take my Cricut spatula and I'm just going to clean up all of the little pieces of cardstock. Leaving pieces of cardstock or material on your Cricut mats will give you a not good cut because your Cricut blade will get hiccuped on these. So you want to make sure that your Cricut mat is always nice and clean and free of debris. Okay, mat 2 for me is ivory. So I am going to now get this second piece of material in my stack, which is going to be the very top. And I'm going to insert this into the top left corner of my Cricut mat. Then what I'm going to do is insert this into my Cricut. Now make sure that your pen is inside housing A, because on my screen, I now have the ivory loaded in, and this is the mat that also is going to do the writing. When it's loaded in, what you need to do is press the blinking C button. Now, the very first thing the Cricut is going to do is do the writing. All right, so when you're done writing, you're gonna get something that looks absolutely so cool. Didn't this just turn out so amazing? Okay, if you are done with the writing, what you wanna do now is take your pen, so opening up the clamp and pulling out the pen, you wanna take it out of the Cricut housing and put the cap back on it. These pens, although amazing, they dry out really quick. Don't leave your pen inside your Cricut uncovered because you will have a dried out pen. And now, because we already know that the cut settings that I've chosen are good, I'm just going to eject my material. We're gonna roll this over and we are gonna release the material from the Cricut mat. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, we're getting one gift tag done and it's already turning out phenomenal. Now you want to keep cutting your cardstock until you have ran out of cardstock underneath your mat. When you have ran out of cardstock and you're done cutting, you can press done on your computer. And then we just want to slide our Cricuts out of the way so we can glue our gift tag. So assembling a gift tag is actually really easy. The very first thing I'm going to do is I am going to glue my flowers together on the very top layer of our gift tag. So for the very bottom layer on the right hand side, I have my dusty blue that's going to be glued over here. Now for cardstock project, I highly suggest getting a glue. It doesn't matter what type of glue. This is my preferred glue right here, but I love cardstock glues that have a precision tip on it. That way your glue doesn't get everywhere. This particular glue is low in moisture, so it won't ripple your paper, giving it like a bad look. So you want to make sure and pick up some precision craft glue that has a nice blunt edge to it with a small tip so it's not going to get everywhere. What you want to do is we want to put some glue. You don't need a whole lot. The least amount of glue, the better. So you just want a little bit of glue, and we are going to lay this on top of that pink tag. Now, if you need help for reference on where you need to lay things, you can always reference back into your Cricut design space. Now what I'm going to do is take this pewter blue and I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. Again, you don't need a whole lot. And we're going to layer this just like that, just like in the picture on our Cricut. Okay, then I'm going to use this guy. That's going to be in the middle of this larger flower. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down. Again, not a whole lot of glue. And we want to put this on the middle of our flower. Now we're going to work on the left side. Now, if we go to the side, isn't this so cute? With all of those layers, professionally done Cricut crafting right here. In project 3, mind you. Okay. Remember what I said, the importance of why we mirror this. Now, this is where our lettering is, right? If we were to glue this on top of here, it's not going to line up correctly, which is perfect because we don't want to hide our wording. So what we need to do is we need to flip this over and we are going to glue the pink tag on top of the ivory. So when we glue it, we're going to have this front, which looks absolutely phenomenal, and roll it over, and that is going to be where our writing is. Didn't this turn out so cute? Taking the pink tag, I'm going to roll this over, and I'm going to add glue to the pink tag only. And I'm just going to do a little bit of glue down at the bottom, and I'm going to go all the way around my tag using little glue. You don't need a whole lot. Cardstock is meant to lay flat, so I don't use a ton of glue. Plus, you don't want the glue to come out of the edges and then make your cardstock project look not good. When I have all the glue, I'm gonna roll this over and I'm gonna line up my top with my top so my hole is nice and lined up. I'm gonna do the same at the bottom, and now I'm just gonna press them together. So this is the front, here is the side, and here is the back. Didn't this turn out so cute? Now that we're done with our third project, do you feel like you're on your way to becoming a Cricut expert? I can tell you right now, you should. You absolutely should. If you have mastered project 1, 2, and 3, you should absolutely feel like you could create anything with your Cricut. The great thing about this project is this right here looks like something that you purchased from Target, but actually was only used with small little pieces of cardstock. Now that we're finished with project 3, what we have just done is played with all 3 materials that are popular in the crafting world for Cricuts. So now that we have used all of the most popular materials that Cricut crafters use, which craft are you loving the most? Did you love doing the vinyl? Did you love doing the HTV? Or did you love doing the cardstock more? I do have to say, I absolutely love working with cardstock. I mean, I own my own cardstock company. I love working with cardstock. Now for project 4, we are gonna move into the difficulty train, but I can promise you, if you have done projects 1, 2, and 3, project 4 is going to feel like a breeze. I sure hope that you have learned so much from these projects, and I can't wait to see you in project 4.